Throughout the Star Wars timeline, both canon and legends, there have been a few instances in which the dead have come back to life, and zombies brought rage and murder with them on a deadly crusade across the galaxy. Over 4.5 millennia before the Battle of Yavin, a planet called Odaser-Faustin had a Sith Academy established by Darth Drear. Underneath the ground lay an ancient Sith chamber that apparently would have given him immortality through the use of dark rituals and a virus that he had concocted. While infected with the virus, he was unsuccessful in his mission to sacrifice a Jedi and achieve his goals of immortality. Thus, he eventually succumbed to the virus, turned himself into a zombie. Later on, during what would be known as the Cold War in 3645 BBY, another Sith Lord named Darth Scabrous attempted to complete what Drear was not able to accomplish. Despite doing every step precisely and having all the ingredients, including the vital component, the Murakami orchid, the entire Sith Academy, students and masters were all affected by the virus and turned into zombies. The Rakghoul Plague was designed by an ancient Sith Lord named Muur. Seeking a means to cheat death and achieve total control over the galaxy, he forged a Sith amulet which over time became known as the Muur talisman, an item into which Muur poured his mind, will and Sith magic. The talisman's power would turn any conscious being within its vicinity into a Rakghoul, a Sith-spawn mutant bent to Muur's will. But the talisman's power was far from perfect. It could not transform Force sensitives into Rakghouls. Hence why Muur created the plague to compensate for this weakness. The plague-like virus carried by every Rakghoul could be spread to another being via a bite or a scratch. The victim would then suffer an incubation period of 6 to 48 hours before being transformed into a Rakghoul, making it very capable of spreading to other parts of the galaxy. Before, during and after what would be known as the Mandalorian Wars, the plague spread unchecked through the undercity of the planet Taris. Over 1 million Mandalorian Neo-Crusaders fell victim to the plague's effects on the ice-covered world of Jebel. The Rakghoul Plague and its carriers would continue to exist in the galaxy through the powers of the Muur talisman up until 137 ABY, when the Sith artifact was destroyed by the Jedi Cage Skywalker on the Imperial controlled world of Had Abaddon. The Techno-organic virus is a nanogene pathogen originally created by a Sith alchemist, Belia Darzu. The virus infected any living organism, who soon grew metallic tumours over their bodies and ultimately lobotomizing their brain. Eventually, they would be transformed into a weaponized cyborg. Once the victim was infected, the host goes through 3 stages before the transformation is complete. At stage 1, the nanogene spore moves towards the brain, lobotomizing their frontal lobe, making them incapable of higher thought. At this stage, the process is irreversible, and the subject is forever transformed into a Sith spawn. At stage 2, the subject quickly begins sprouting growths all over their body. Metallic and mechanical tumours that sear away the victim's flesh begin to grow and transform their host. The tumours multiply and spread across the subject's entire body, which evolve and mutate the host into an unrecognisable being called a techno-beast. At stage 3, they are fully transformed. Most remnants of the living tissue on the creature will have rotted away, leaving behind only small strands of flesh and bone, surrounded by metallic scraps, rods and wires. Designed with destruction in mind, most humanoid techno-beasts have their arms replaced with vibroblades or saws, all of which make them deadly melee attackers. Larger techno-beasts, created from Rancor or Bantha host bodies, were created with large claws or vibroaxes and usually have heavy repeating blaster cannons or even turbo lasers mounted onto their backs and shoulders. They were even able to produce clouds of the nanogene virus at will, meaning introducing even a single techno-beast to the battle could prove fatal as the infected continued to multiply. However, this could be a double-edged sword, as the techno-organic virus was incredibly hard to control even for a Sith Lord. Because of this, the nanogene spore was used sparingly to avoid contamination, and was often saved for large-scale battles that were at a standstill, or on a civilian town to create effective, able-bodied soldiers. Another plague similar to zombies were found during the Second Battle of Geonosis. Jedi Master Luminara Unduli and clone trooper codenamed Buzz were searching for Geonosian Archduke Poggle the Lesser. However, while searching for him, they entered the Progate Temple during a crazy sandstorm that left no trace of either the Jedi or the clone trooper. Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, with Commander Cody leading a squad of troopers, were sent to investigate the Jedi and clones' whereabouts. Upon finding the Jedi, they also found Geonosian warriors controlled by a hive mind, powerful enough to resurrect the dead, using a worm that controlled their bodies. These zombies aren't necessarily considered a plague, like the Geonosian mind worms. The Night-sister zombies were a group of undead Night-sister warriors controlled by Mother Talzin to fight for the defense of their home planet, Dathomir. These zombies were used when General Grievous came to invade the planet and kill Mother Talzin, while she was slowly poisoning Count Dooku. Before we go any further, I am pleased to announce that we have a winner for the VF Saber giveaway. But before I announce a winner, I will quickly explain the rules of the next giveaway. Over the next 15 videos, I'm going to be editing in 2 or 3 Darth Jar Jars at random places on my videos. Once you find them, take a note of the timestamps and send it over to me on this email on screen now. Or give me a DM on my Instagram. Whoever finds the most Darth Jar Jars wins either a Revankist or a Rebel Revankist saber. So it's basically a massive game of Where's Wally or Where's Waldo, only with Darth Jar Jar. I'll also be adding a few bonus Jar Jars into my next few videos on my new channel, The Wise Egg. So make sure to subscribe to that if you haven't already. Anyway, back to the last giveaway. Now, I was amazed with all the creative designs that you have come up with over the past few months. And for those of you who didn't win, I added a 15% discount on all VF Saber orders for the next week when you use the code JEDI15. But after many hours of reading through your comments, I think we have a winner. The winner is Majestic Mauler. I thought that your Darksaber-inspired Trident lightsaber was a pretty cool idea. If you want to send me over an email, I'll get that saber sent to you very soon. Congratulations to them, and good luck to everyone else in the next giveaway. Anyway, back to the video. A little after 1 BBY, an Imperial scientist group were tasked with engineering a virus using the codename Blackwing. This virus turned any living or dead organism into a bloodthirsty, flesh-craving zombie. These zombies possess the same functionality as the zombies that came from the Murakami orchid, having only feral instincts of a primitive creature. A couple of cases of the Blackwing virus caused a zombie plague to break out on the Star Destroyer called the Vector, turning the entire crew into zombies, with the Star Destroyer itself drifting aimlessly through space. The ship was found by an Imperial prison barge called the Purge, about 10 standard weeks after the infection on the Vector. The barge was in desperate need of engine parts to get back on schedule with its prison transfer. Little did the search crew looking for parts know that only about half of them would return from the destroyer. And what's more, they would bring back the infection with them on board the Purge. What is interesting about the infected crew on the Vector is that the zombies on the destroyer formed a way of communicating with one another. After what happened on the Vector, the Blackwing project was moved to an Imperial prison facility on the planet Dathomir. However, after the Battle of Yavin, the infection broke out once again. Luckily, the Imperials were able to create a quarantine zone surrounding the facility in order to contain the zombie outbreak. Zombies were also known to have been used by the energy vampire Rajin, who used zombies against trespassing enemies and as help around the palace that she lived in. However, the Jedi Samuro used a holocron to take control of the zombies away from Rajin. Around 19 BBY, a man by the name of Len Marcus used what was known as the Dark Staff, an ancient Sith artifact that had the power to reanimate corpses and turn them into zombies. Len used the Dark Staff to suck the Force essence out of the Force sensitives San Herrera and Nia Reston, and then turn their bodies into zombies. The two Force adepts, now zombies, attacked a small group of freelance agents in a jungle. However, despite the fact the undead pair were formidable in the dark side of the Force, the freelancers managed to defeat them. For one last instance of a zombie plague, Han Solo and Chewbacca visited an uncharted planet haunted by living dead skeletal figures. These particular zombies were the 1,000 crew members of a great interplanetary ark that crashed on the planet some time back. The souls of the ark haunted the villagers of the planet. The reason for their haunting was that the ark's crew never landed on the uncharted planet. Han Solo found the solution for the hauntings by laying down 2 lines of Tandor gems. This lit up a runway for the ark to make its landing, finally putting the souls of the ark to rest. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to check out this video here. Thanks for watching guys, and as always, may the Force be with you.